Imagine working your entire life for something incredible. A luxury penthouse that screams independence, success, freedom. Now picture your parents demanding you hand it over to your spoiled sister. When you refuse, your own father slaps you across the face. That was my reality. But what my family didn't know is that this slap would be the very spark of their downfall. If you've ever been underestimated, disrespected, or forced to sacrifice what you earned, then this story will hit home. Hit subscribe, give this video a like, and let me know in the comments if you've ever had to stand your ground when everyone wanted you to give in. Let's dive in. I grew up in a traditional household where family comes first was drilled into me from day one. My parents weren't wealthy, but they lived like they were royalty. Every sacrifice had to be for the family name, which in reality meant my younger sister got everything she wanted while I was expected to take responsibility. When I turned 26, I struck gold. Years of grinding in finance finally paid off, and I bought myself a penthouse apartment downtown. Floor-to-ceiling windows, skyline views, rooftop pool access, the works. For the first time, I felt free. No more tiny childhood bedroom. No more being treated like the family servant. But freedom didn't sit well with my parents. One evening, they came over for dinner. Except it wasn't dinner, it was an ambush. After some awkward small talk, my mom dropped the bomb. "Your sister's getting married. She and her fiancé need somewhere to start their life. This penthouse would be perfect. You should let them live here." I laughed at first. I thought it was a joke. But the cold look in her eyes told me she was dead serious. "Wait, you want me to just give her my place? Are you insane? I bought this with my money." That's when Dad leaned forward. "Don't be selfish. You're single. You don't need a place this big. Family sacrifices for each other. Your sister deserves stability." I felt my blood boil. Deserves? What had she ever done except max out credit cards and cry until they bailed her out? So I said no. Firmly. The room froze. My sister's face twisted like a toddler denied candy. My mom clutched her pearls, and my dad stood up. "You will do as we say." I stood too. "No, I won't. This is my home." And that's when it happened. My father, this man who preached about respect, slapped me. Hard. My cheek burned, but my pride burned hotter. "Ungrateful brat," he spat. "You owe us everything. Without us, you'd be nothing." I didn't even reply. I just left them standing there and locked myself in my room. But as the sting of the slap faded, something else took its place. A cold, calculated idea. They wanted to take what I built? Fine. Let's see what happens when I take everything they rely on. Over the next few weeks, I played the obedient son. I apologized. I acted distant but calm. They thought the slap had put me back in line. Meanwhile, I got to work. See, what my parents didn't know is that I wasn't just earning money. I was investing it, quietly, and not just for myself. Remember how my parents always made me help with bills, mortgage, repairs? Well, over the years, I'd become a joint owner on several of their assets, including their vacation property and even part of their own house. They trusted me to handle the paperwork since I was the smart one. Big mistake. I consulted a lawyer, restructured my shares, and prepared to pull the rug out from under them. At the same time, I put my penthouse up for rent, without telling them. Within a month, a wealthy tenant signed a 2-year lease at double what my mortgage cost. Suddenly, I had an income stream that dwarfed my sister's entire salary. Then came the wedding. The day before, my parents cornered me again. "We expect you to hand over the keys tomorrow. It's tradition for the groom's family to gift a home." I smiled. "Oh, don't worry, I've got something planned." The look on my sister's smug face, she thought she'd won. Fast forward to the reception. Speeches, dancing, champagne. And then it was my turn. I stood up, raised my glass, and said, "To my sister and her new husband, may your life together be filled with love, joy, and responsibility. Because unfortunately, you won't be living in my penthouse. It's already leased out. But don't worry. Since you're so used to relying on family, you can always move back in with Mom and Dad." Gasps. Murmurs. My sister's jaw literally dropped. My dad's face turned crimson, but I wasn't finished. And speaking of Mom and Dad, I'll be moving some things around too. Since they like to remind me I owe them everything, I've decided to sell my share of their house. After all, I deserve stability too. So, cheers. The room went silent, then erupted. My sister stormed out, mascara running. My mom was on the verge of fainting. My dad tried to drag me aside, but I brushed him off and walked out with my head high. In the weeks after, chaos reigned. My parents scrambled to figure out how to keep the house without my portion. My sister and her husband ended up in a cramped apartment far from the city. And me? I moved into a new condo closer to work, paid fully in cash, with the penthouse rent covering my lifestyle comfortably. The slap that was meant to put me in my place ended up being the push I needed to cut ties and win for myself. The best part? Months later, I heard through relatives that my dad still rants about how disrespectful I am. But deep down, I know he regrets underestimating me. Here's what I learned. Respect is a two-way street. Family doesn't give them the right to steal what you've earned. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't shouting or fighting. It's quietly building a life so untouchable, they can only watch and regret. What do you think? Did I go too far? Or was it exactly what they deserved? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who knows the pain of being underestimated. Until next time, remember, the best revenge is living on your own terms.